What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about HERA and Wedge being in Star Wars Squadrons, and also go over if there's any other characters I think they could throw into this game. Now, from what we've heard, now I'm recording this literally right after the game got announced, I guess fully with the trailer. From what Jeff Keighley has said, it sounds like there's going to be cameo appearances. I don't know if you're going to be able to play as these characters. He talked about being able to play as iconic ships in the Star Wars world, but he didn't say being able to play as these characters. He said that they would be in the game in some form. So correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, absolutely let me know. But I don't know if you'll be able to play as these characters. But with that being said, firstly, we know that there is a single player mode. Okay, it's going to be pretty small. It's not going to be like a massive thing because multiplayer is obviously the main focus for this game. But honestly, in the single player mode, that is where I could very easily see these characters popping up. Now, for me, Wedge was a character that when I saw him in the trailer, I immediately recognized, oh my god, here's Wedge. HERA took a little bit of digging. Actually, people in our Discord spotted HERA out, as well as, I guess, people on Twitter. That was something that was popping up on Twitter quite often, that they said, oh my god, HERA is in the game. So, I mean, I guess it's pretty much confirmed. These two characters are for sure in this game. I'll show the screenshots of them. Again, Wedge, I think, is he's way more in the front lines of this trailer. You could very much see him. He gets a whole, thing to himself. HERA, she's kind of in the background, or she's to the far right of her own screenshot. So a little bit more hidden, but again, we know that this is right at the end of episode 6, right as the Rebels destroy Death Star 2. So that is pretty darn cool. What other characters could be in this game? The question is, what are they planning on doing with a story like this? You know, Battlefront 2, when they even did that story, right, they brought in someone like Luke. And when you do a space game like this, really, you're only, I think, considering those that can fly. Only those that are like the most notorious people that can fly in this game. I wonder if Luke, and Luke is the kind of the person I want to focus on most in this video, I wonder if Luke makes an appearance at some point in the single player. I think it would make a lot of sense. I think that he's somebody, again, that they've shown a willingness to bring back time and time again. In games, movies, pretty much everywhere. He's somebody that they feel very confident. I mean, for pretty apparent reasons, right? Bringing him back into the spotlight. So I'm really excited by the fact that Wedge and HERA are in here. They look better than they ever have before. I truly do think that. So I think when you're doing it like this, the story, the single player of this game has a big chance of being really, really solid. Now, again, it's probably not going to be the single player for everybody. In fact, it's probably not even going to be the single player for me. Firstly, you're restricting it because just of the game, and I don't have a problem with this, but you're restricting it to it's all flying. Okay, you're going to be flying. I believe they said even like you're going to learn how to fly. So I wonder if the single player is you playing as somebody who isn't like the most experienced, and then throughout your 3-4 hour journey you become really good. I wonder if that's the kind of the path they would choose. But again, that's kind of like the frame of from I guess what Jeff Keighley said. Again, kind of putting things together. But I think if you do this, if you introduce pretty cool elements in terms of bringing back characters, bringing back certain locations. Now, they talked about how there's going to be different locations that we've never even seen before. But if we could see some places that we've already seen, bring that back into the light. Even places that we have seen but we've never done a ship battle over on top of, that would be pretty cool as well, right? So they have a lot of potential, honestly, in this story. And if this game in a way is a lot of copying what Battlefront 2 did in terms of, I guess, the space stuff. I really do feel, the more I talk about it, the more I think about it, my number one worry of this game is that it's going to feel and look way too much like Battlefront 2. Now, I don't know if it will. I have a funny feeling that it'll be kind of similar. Again, hopefully it's not a one-to-one kind of thing. But if they're taking some of the things that they learned from Battlefront 2, which they helped make it, I think that it's very possible that, again, a story that maybe at some point can bring, again, if you want to kind of copy things you've done in Battlefront 2, they threw in Luke in that story. Not a lot of people, I think people may have expected that when we were getting into the game, but nobody necessarily, knew that was going to happen. So again, maybe they do the same thing here. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think in terms of a pilot, he's a pretty good pilot. He's pretty, he's kind of an icon in terms of piloting, right, ships. So I think it makes a lot of sense. Do you also do like a Han Solo or Chewie? Now, again, they're not in this, this, but I mean, how do you not have the Millennium Falcon? How do you not have somebody like that? Now, again, does that mean Han and Chewie are in the story? Possible. Does that mean the Millennium Falcon is in the multiplayer? That's also possible. I don't think they would be. The characters would be in the multiplayer. We'll have to see how they do it, because again, from how I'm reading into it, it kind of seems like characters, cameo appearances, stuff like that, that is the story, and then multiplayer is the ships. The ships are kind of the stars of the multiplayer. Well, that's how I'm reading into it. Again, I could be wrong, and they could have some overlap, and I'm fine with that. I'm honestly, if even what I'm saying ends up happening, I'm still okay with it. I think that it's okay, but we'll have to see what they do. Han, Chewie, Luke, these are characters I think make a lot of sense to throw in to, again, either the single player for the characters or the multiplayer in terms of like Luke's X-Wing or Han and Chewie's Millennium Falcon, stuff like that. Lando, like there's a lot of hero characters that they could do. It's harder for villains just because, like maybe Iden, right? You could do stuff with that as well. So there's very possibly things you could throw in. Again, a lot of taking over from Battlefront 2, but I'm excited. I'm really, really excited to see this thing in action. I can't wait till Thursday night to see this. And again, I mean, it's coming out in just like 4 months, so we're not even gonna have to wait all that long to be able to play a game like this. Lots of positive news from the Star Wars game for sure. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Are you excited for this game? What other characters do you think can appear in there? Again, like Luke, Han, Chewie, any others you guys can think of, let me know. As always, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up, and I do a brand new video every single day on this channel, and so I hope to see you guys on tomorrow's.